Hey, I think I'm alive. Hey, I'm also alive. I'm alive. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Oh, crap. I need to mute myself, I think. Hang on. Okay. Alright, there we go. I'm not going to advertise very heavily. I just need... Uh, I'll just let a couple people know. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. Alright, so... Hi, everybody. It's been a while. I have not streamed for 3 weeks, and boy, do I know it. I'm probably going to have to explain this again later when people are here, so I won't get into the details now. But ultimately, I'm just here to do some magic because I am super rusty on a bunch of things, and I need to do some. So we're going to do some. And I have this convenient list that says that I haven't done some tricks for 2 months. So we're probably going to have to do some. So let's see. Can I add to queue? Yes. All right. Cool. All right. So it looks like this trick has not been performed by me on stream for 2 months. Well, that makes it really easy because I haven't been streaming for 3 weeks, so that's almost a month. And then if I didn't do it in the 2 streams prior to that, then yeah. So, all right. Here we go. Oh, actually, while I'm here and before anybody gets here, I do want to try out clicking on my screen. Heat map, do you work? Did it work? Oh my god, it worked! Holy crap. Okay, I see it. It's right here. Okay, so I got heat map to work, everybody. Okay, unfortunately I clicked on the Joker, but... Alright, it works. Okay, alright, cool. Let me see, can I clear that? I need to figure out how to deal with that. Refresh button when it becomes active. Huh. Okay, if I deactivate it, reactivate it. Okay, okay, that'll work. That'll work. So I can deactivate it, reactivate. Okay, okay. All right, cool. That's the first test. Um, all right, I added some sound alerts so we can test those too. Introducing channel points. No, no, no. I know. Oh, all right, fine. I'm gonna do this through the browser. Hold on. Please wait. Please wait. Okay. Okay. There's a few sound alerts here, so we can start with this one. Hey. All right. That worked. Or at least I heard it. Hopefully anybody else on stream can hear it too. Okay, this one. Okay, slightly less good clap. Okay, and then just 10.
Hello.
Hello. That's super cute. Super cute hello. All right, cool, awesome. Now that I know that they work, I can actually focus on trying to find sounds that I like and adding them. All right, cool. So that's that. We have two packets, two halves of a deck. So triumph squared. We're going to need a card selected from this pile. And it doesn't matter that I know what it is, but let's go ahead and five of hearts. Okay, five of hearts. Let's go ahead and we will five hearts in the chat. Okay, cool. So anyway, what we're going to be doing is we'll go ahead and leave that face up. Okay. And then what we're going to do is for this one, we will have somebody else pick a card. And in this case, let's just randomly pick one once again. This one. Okay. Five of clubs. Five of hearts, five of clubs. Man, this is tough having my keyboard over here. Okay. And now we're just going to go ahead and close that up. Oh yeah, let's show you it's still okay. And what we are going to do is we are going to do something unthinkable. We are going to go ahead and shuffle face up into face up cards. Like so. Because it is unthinkable. And you can kind of see that I am pushing them in together. Like so. And then we are going to go ahead and do one cut. And hopefully I can just snap my fingers to then fix the deck. And the deck has been repaired with the exception of two cards. We've got one card here. This is the five of clubs. And of course, the five of hearts. All right. And that is triumph squared. Okay. Did I do SP? Do I have that one? Okay, good. All right. I've been doing set perf this entire time, and I had the SP shortcut. All right. Well, we're just gonna truck along. Okay, this one will require some setup, so I'm gonna set up. Anyway, sorry for not accepting requests. I'm still not feeling 100% from being sick, so I was actually debating not streaming today, but I'm like, oh, it would have been like so long since I hadn't streamed, and honestly, it's kind of a stress reliever for me too, just like performing the magic. So I think you guys have heard why I like to also stream. Magic happens in your mind, not when I'm just randomly doing it for myself. Okay, I believe I have my card set up now for family unit. Okay, so this trick requires all 12 face cards. So what we're going to do is we're going to need to go ahead and if anybody was here, they could cut the pack somewhere. So let's pretend they cut it here. It doesn't really matter where. And we're going to go ahead and place these into a few piles. Typically, I would ask someone, hey, which pile do you want to start with? So today we'll just start with from my right to left. How's that? Okay, so we have four cards here. And this first card is a King of Hearts. Now, family unit is basically a packet of 3 cards that consists of a jack, a queen, and a king for that particular family unit. So we're going to go ahead and grab these cards, and hopefully these are also the hearts. And if they're not, well, maybe I've messed up. It has been a hot minute since I performed this. But if we take a look, they were not the hearts at all. They were all the spades. I know, super weird, right? Okay, let's go ahead and move to the middle one now. So look, this is a club, Queen of Clubs. And hopefully we can go ahead and find the Queen of Clubs family unit. But actually that was not the club's family unit. That was actually the hearts family unit. I know. Alright, so normally at this point we would have somebody stacking this in some sequence, either ABC, CBA, BAC. So I'm just going to go ahead and do BCA. So we obviously have 2 family units left, and the 2 family units are the clubs and the diamonds. So let's try and force all of one particular family unit together. So in this case, the diamonds. So let's go ahead and force all of the diamonds right there. Okay, and so look, we can go ahead and place diamonds, diamond, diamonds, diamond, diamond. Okay, and of course this should hopefully be the diamond household. But we actually find out this is actually the clubhouse, because these are all the clubs. And these, they can't be without a house, but this is obviously the diamond household. And that is family unit. Okay. Alright, let's see. If nothing else, I did get a chance to test my new things, so I'm glad that that works. The Rusty Panda, welcome in! Yay, I caught his dream. Hello, welcome. How do you do? So, full disclosure, I'm still getting over sickness. I'm not really taking requests, but I'm just doing a bunch of magic tricks, so hopefully you're okay with that. If there's a trick that you really want to see, just drop it in chat, and I will totally prioritize doing it. Super informal tonight. So normally I would even wear what I would call a stream shirt. A stream shirt is a shirt that I would wear out in public, but this is not a stream shirt because it's super big and loose, which is what I like for my pajama shirts. So super informal tonight. Alright, so yeah, I'm just adding tricks as I do them, and hopefully you are okay with that. Let's see, so next up we have a trick called the 4-card trick. And we can't have the 4-card trick without, you guessed it, 4 cards. Hey, welcome in, Gibson Lens. And thank you kindly for the resub. I'm here. Okay, yeah, the Rusty Panda says, I'm here for you, man, whatever you're wearing. Lol. Yeah. Yeah, actually, a little secret if anybody cares. If you end up seeing a bunch of shirts in which they represent specific events or achievements, I probably did not do these things. So this says SG Student Government. I was never part of a student government. I am a huge fan of free t-shirts, and that's kind of a large majority of my my wardrobe. So yeah. Okay, alright, so the next trick we have up is the 4-card trick. Now we can't have the 4-card trick without 4 cards. So if I show you, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now normally these cards would be normal cards, but for this trick they are not normal cards because they are all blank. So if I show you, we've got 4 blank cards here. Now, what I want you to do is imagine that one of these cards is going to go ahead and manifest in something. And that manifestation is going to be a red card. So if we take a look, this is now a red card. Super interesting. I just realized I don't know how I'm going to do this. So we are going to start over. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to start over, because if I make a mistake like this, I'm going to have to learn how to recover. So, but let's see. Haha, yes, I got so many t-shirts. And Gibson says, free t-shirts is nice. Yeah, I get a lot of free t-shirts from my company. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, cool. Excellent. So now that we have this, and we have a few blank face cards and a few of these cards, what we are going to need to do is, what I would like to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn this card over, and I'm going to place this here. Okay. Now, if I insert it into the packet, you'll be able to follow where the red card is, because if I show you, it's the red back card amongst all of these blanks. But look, if I go ahead and I just snap, that is actually going to disappear. It actually becomes a blue backed card. I know, super weird, right? But now you know that it's not here, because look, they're all blanks now. And we are now going to go ahead and bring it back. And if I show you, the red card reappears here. Now, a lot of people will realize that, well, we could tell this card apart because these are blank on the front and blue on the back. And this one was red on the back. But actually, you can also tell the difference because these are blank on the front and this one has a joker on the front. So, yeah. Alright. So I did mess that one up, but I kind of recovered. It wasn't satisfactory, but I'll take it. I mean, that's what I get for not streaming in 3 weeks. So, anyway. Anyway, let's see. Rusty Panda, Gibson Lens, how are you? How are you guys? How are you doing? What is new? What is up? Thank you for the claps, Rusty Panda. So yeah, what I'm doing right now is I'm requesting tricks that I haven't done in 2 months according to my trick list. For future reference, if anybody wants to see it, I co-opted a StreamerSonglist, so if you want to see what tricks are there, feel free. Okay, let's see. Let's add another one. Here we go. Oh, Gibson Lens. Good news. I believe I have fixed the heat map. So if you... Wow, that was horrible. If you click somewhere on screen, or actually if anybody in chat, if you're on a PC, it doesn't work on mobile. If you are on a PC, if you click somewhere on screen, it should theoretically mark the screen with like a little marker saying this is where you clicked. So let's see if that works with you guys. I tested it. It worked for me. Whoa! Okay, we got it. Let's see. Rusty Panda says, playing Minecraft with my husband. If you ever saw him in Jack's channel, it's easier to refer to him as Galvos than my husband. Oh, you got heat map. Yes, I got heat map working. Woo! All right, cool. Yeah, each individual, I think, can have one, or is it just the latest one? I don't know. Are multiple people clicking, or is that... The one problem is I am not mirror reflected, so I have to actually figure out... Okay, so this would be the selected card. Right here. Okay, awesome. So I'm glad that works. Yeah, so I did get it to work, so excellent. And then I also have some new sound alerts as well. So I am going to, let me trigger them off if anybody just wants to hear them. I did test them earlier for myself, but I could hear them. I just wanted to make sure that other people could hear them. So here's a 10.
Hello.
Hello, it's like a cute hello. Here's a 50 point clap. I think, yeah, they have to be cued. So, and then here's the 100 point clap. I just needed to find out that they work. I didn't really spend that much time looking for things that I wanted. So now that I know that they work, assuming, did you guys hear those, by the way? Please somebody confirm that you could hear those. And if you didn't, then I got something to look at. Oh, and then I can clear the heat map. Yup, alright, success, excellent. Alright, cool. Whew, alright. So, okay. Actually, I'm going to try and find some cards for the little devil now. And this is going to be a little tricky. Because I think actually having signed cards ruins the effect a little bit. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and use that. Even though there is a signed card there, but you know what? It doesn't really matter too much. Okay. Alright, awesome! Rusty Panda says, yup, and Gibson says, I heard them. Excellent. Cool. Alright, let me hope I remember how this trick works. Okay, so this trick is called Little Devil. So actually, we're going to have the King of Clubs represent our person of interest, and then we are going to have these these four cards that are sixes and nines represent the devils, the levels of hell. And so what we can do with these is we are going to be hopefully trying to get this guy, no matter where we place him in the stack, to hop back up to the top. So look, if I go ahead and I take him out and I place him second from the top, like so, I have already messed this up. So we are going to go back, start over, and I actually have a mulligan for this. Which, by the way, I don't know if anybody else in chat is a fan of Magic the Gathering, but I know that Gibson Lens is, and have you heard about the 30th anniversary edition and the banning of Earthbind and all of the controversy around that? That is, yeah, I'm just, anyway. Alright, sorry about that. I am not muted. Okay, alright. Okay, here we go again. Alright, so now we have, once again, our king and then our red sixes and nines. So we're going to be using this. So what we're going to do is we're going to place them aside, and what we're going to need to do is place the king in the second level of hell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if I push him in and I go ahead and I snap my fingers, he's going to hop back up to the top. I know, super crazy. If I take him out and I'm going to place him in the third level of hell. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to close that up. Snap my fingers. Believe it or not, that king's going to hop back up to the top. I know, super interesting, right? So if I take him out again, and if I place him here in the fourth level of hell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we're going to do is snap, and believe it or not, he's going to hop back up to the top. I know, super interesting. Now, some people believe that he's been hiding in here all the whole time, but no, really, this is the situation. So now what we're going to do is place this in the fifth and bottom level of hell here. All we're going to do is snap our fingers, and he's going to hop back up to the top. And that, my friends, is the Little Devil, which is actually a portable version of a trick called the Devil's Elevator. So there we go. Let's see here. I heard the initial outcry with how expensive 30th anniversary set. Yeah. So the initial outcry of how expensive these things are, and so if anybody's played Magic the Gathering or understands what it is, they are making cards that are not tournament legal, and they are putting them in random booster packs. And 4 random booster packs is going to cost $999. And I'm like, who would pay that? That seems ridiculous. And there's no guarantee that you would get anything good that's like highly sought after. But like at a couple of $1,000s, you're already at the price point in which you could just buy a real one, which there's, fewer of them, and it's so ridiculous. I don't understand. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, and it's not even tournament playable. Yeah, exactly, right? So I don't know. That's ridiculous. All right, let's see. How many other tricks do I have that I haven't done for 2 months? 3 more tricks. Okay, and hopefully I remember how to do all of them. So let's definitely add. Yeah, I agree. I don't know who the audience is for that, because people who want to play with it need to have real versions. People who want to play with it but just play at home, they can just make one with their printer because it's just playing at home with their friends. So yeah, I don't know. It seems weird. Seems weird. All right, let's see. I need to set up for ace on top, so we're just gonna go ahead and grab. I only need 5 cards for ace on top. We use clubs because Gibson is here, and Gibson has the ace of clubs signed. So, all right. So anyway, we have 5 cards. We have the ace of clubs, the 2 of clubs, the 3 of clubs, the 4 of clubs, and the 5 of clubs. Now the thing with these is that what we're going to do is we are going to play a game. It's not so much a trick as it is a game. The game is what card's on top. And full disclosure, it probably is the ace. Now, just so that you know the rules, what card is on top? It should be the ace. So it is the ace. Next, what card follows the ace? Now that I've removed the ace, right, it's going to be the 2 because they are in ascending order. So, and then after the 2, we're going to go ahead and have the 3. And then we've got the 4 and the 5. So important question, what card is this? A lot of people say 4 or 5 because that makes sense. But didn't I just tell you that if you ever had to guess what card is on top, and is this card not on top right now? This card, believe it or not, is the ace. And it's followed by the 2, which is followed by the 3, and then the 4, and then the 5. I know, super weird, right? So, what card's on top? If you weren't following along, I didn't even do anything magical. It's literally the ace. Like, there's nothing weird there. Okay, so look, what if I go ahead and I place the ace not on the top? And if I show you it's not on the bottom either, right? Where would you say the ace is? Somewhere in the middle. But what card's on top? If you had to guess, you should guess the ace, because there it is. I know, super weird, right? Now, look, what if I go ahead and I take the ace and I clearly place it in the middle, like so, right here. Oh, somebody's doing heat map. That's cool. Thanks for testing it out. I think I can turn it off. All right, there we go. Awesome. All right, now, where was I? Oh, yes. What card's on top? If you had to guess, it's the ace. Now, look, if I remove the ace, what card is on top? It's actually the 2, because the 2 follows the ace. Now if I take the 2 and I place it furthest away from where it's supposed to be, place it on the bottom, where should the 2 be? A lot of people would say on the bottom, but no. The 2 follows the ace, so now it's on top. I know, super weird, right? Now, would you believe that I could perform this trick with these cards face up? Now, let's mix those a little bit, and now let's show you. If I were to do this face up, we would need the 3 to hop over 2, the 2 to jump all the way up here, the ace to slide all the way up to the top, the 4 to slide down 1, and then the 5 to jump all the way down here. And that is a lot of movement. However, I can just do this face up by just doing one thing. All I need to do is find the ace. Here's the ace. If I pull the ace out of the packet and I place it on the top, the ace is already on top, so we know that that's there. But what follows the ace? Now, some people might have said the 3 because that's what you saw, but believe it or not, the stack is now self-correcting because look, the ace is followed by the 2. The 2 is followed by the 3. The 3 is followed by the 4, and the 4 is followed by the 5. And that is ace on top. Thank you for the claps, Gibson Lens. Yeah, I'm not sure who the audience is for that set. Yeah. Thank you kindly for the claps, Rusty Panda. Thank you kindly. Yeah, so anyway, for anybody who has been curious about where I've been, not just like for my streams, but like for other people's streams, I've mostly been sick. Mostly been going to bed earlier, mostly also my daughter's been staying up later. But I got this really unfortunate onslaught of like diseases. So I had what I thought was like a cold flu, then it either turned into or was a sinus infection the entire time. And then my daughter got sent home from school because she got hand, foot, mouth disease, which I'm sure I got infected and like became a carrier, but like I didn't get any of those symptoms because that affects adults differently. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just been honestly, it's just been a crappy few weeks. Like 2 weeks ago, I was supposed to not stream because I was going to go hang out with friends to play board games, and I had told Stream that I was probably not going to be on, but I ended up not being able to go. So I was like, oh, maybe I can stream. I was actually too sick to stream because I was too sick to go. And then last week I was just too sick to stream. So, yeah. Then I got upset because I was like, oh man, I couldn't even like, I was too sick to even record videos for YouTube because I wanted like at least some minimum level of me being able to speak without having to like blow my nose every few minutes and like coughing. So tonight has been like the first day I felt pseudo okay. So thank you kindly, Gibson Lens. Yes, I hope I feel better too. Oh, Gibson Lens, I wanted to ask you because you are also a mod in Rob Kovac's stream. So I've recorded a magic trick for Rob. What do you think is the best way to present that to him? Should I just drop him a link in Discord and then he can do what he would like? Should I give it to you or like Panda and then be like, all right, do you guys want to make Rob watch it on stream so you can get his reaction? I don't know. What do you think? That is my question. In the meantime, I can set up for the next trick. It'd be more fun to watch it on stream. Okay, cool. Awesome. Alrighty. Cool. I will repeat the question. I'm sorry. Oh, that was a question for Gibson Lens. So I am a fan of another streamer named Rob Kovacs, and Gibson Lens is also a mod for Rob Kovacs as well. I have created a like specialty magic trick for him. So I was asking what he thought was the best way to present it. And so there we go. Did you get to watch Rob's TwitchCon performance? I did not yet, so. All right. Let's see. Here we go. We have a bluff ace assembly. If anybody is unfamiliar with what an ace assembly is in Magic, it's normally a situation in which we are placing all 4 aces out onto the table, and then we are collecting them all together, usually where the ace of spades is, because the ace of spades is highly heralded and called the leader ace. So I'm just going to go ahead and place all these aces out here, and we are going to be placing 3 cards on each one of these piles. Okay, and now first things first, all we need to do is touch these 2 piles at the same time. Look at that. Believe it or not, there's now no longer an ace here, because if I show you, there's no aces there. That ace has hopped over here. We knew that the ace of spades was here. Here's some other cards, but look, the ace of hearts has hopped in. Okay, let's go ahead and touch these 2 piles at the same time. It actually jumps up my finger and then down my thumb. And believe it or not, there's actually no aces here now either. Because if I show you, that's actually going to reveal that the ace of clubs has hopped down here. And now finally, we're going to touch these 2, and believe it or not, the final ace, ace of diamonds, clubs, hearts, spades. And you might suspect that sleight of hand is at work. Well, first of all, you're watching a sleight of hand magician stream. So, however, it might be more impressive if I show you something in real time. Look, if I go ahead and I take the ace of spades and I place it into this pile here. Okay. And if I go ahead and I show you that now I have these 3 aces. If I go ahead and I just tap this, we can actually extract that ace from that pile into this pile. So if I go 1, 2, 3, did you see it? Did you see it jump? Because look, we still have the diamond, we still have the club, we still have the heart, but look, the ace of spades is now in this pile. And if I show you, there's actually no aces in this pile. And that, my friends, is an ace assembly. Oh yeah, thank you for the ace of diamonds, Rusty Panda. Thank you for the claps, Rusty Panda and Gibson Lens. Thank you kindly. Okay, surprisingly, I'm not messing up too much. I did mess up that one, but I'm doing okay. So I feel I'm a little rusty. So a couple of nights ago, I went out for the first time. Maybe I probably shouldn't because I was still feeling pretty sick. And because I had paid for a ticket to watch a magic show. And it was happening locally, so I was like, man, how often are there magic shows near where I live? It's not too often, so I was like, okay. So normally tickets were $40. One of the magic friends works at the college that was hosting it, so they were able to get cheaper tickets. So we only had to pay $20 per ticket. And I will let you know that the show was good. The performance was pretty decent. But just between you and me, if I had paid $40, I was going to be a little upset. Shh. So yeah, but I stayed out way too late. I drank alcohol for the first time in like 3 weeks. I used to really love alcohol, but ever since I had gout, I've not been able to drink it that much. So anyway, that's the situation. Ugh, man. Okay. There's a real chance I'm going to forget how to do this because I don't quite remember the setup. I'm going to refer to my super secret magic spreadsheet. Shh, don't tell anybody that I have a magic spreadsheet. I guess some people already know. Okay. So it's going to be this, 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 this. Okay, and then I do this new handling thing here. Okay. And then I do this. Oh yeah, no. Sorry, I don't want to mess this up. This is a really cool trick. Boom. Oh yeah. No. Boom. 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 Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Cool. And then once I'm in this position, you know what? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna finish out doing the trick. You guys can't see me, right? Okay, good. Okay. Boom. Ta-da. Okay. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, awesome. Ta-da. Okay, excellent. All right, and then ta-da. Sorry, this is how I sometimes rehearse magic on my own. So you're getting a glimpse into this. Boom. Okay, excellent. So now finally I remember that. So yeah, honestly, if I can just get through the setup of this, then I think everything will be okay. Okay, alright, one more time. Yeah, I'm a little paranoid on this one. I should know how to do it, but... Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, alright, there we go. Alright, guys, here we go. This is reset. Okay, it uses 4 aces and 4 of some other face card. In this case, I'm going to be using the kings. So let's just go ahead and turn those over. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn down the king of spades, the king of hearts, the king of clubs, and the king of diamonds. So we've got all 4 kings over here. And we've got all 4 aces over here. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're going to slowly swap cards in each of the piles. It's probably easier if I show you rather than tell you. But look, so if I have an ace here, all I need to do is touch this to the king pile, and that's actually going to become a king. I know, super weird, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to try that again. It's a little bit tougher now because the cards are face up. So I'm not entirely sure how it's going to manifest, but if I... there we go. So that is actually going to be another king right there. And now we can go ahead and touch these two, and believe it or not, these two cards will also become kings. I know, super interesting, right? So that should mean that the aces are all over here. Yes, correct. Excellent. Now, if I go ahead and I want to start over, I can just snap my fingers, and believe it or not, we have all four aces over here. And we are actually going to have all of the kings over here. And that, my friends, is reset. I know historically I've themed it as a save state and a load state, but I'm not feeling like going over the top today. So, but I just needed to like shake the rust off of the performing magic. I did do a trick for some of the magic friends on Friday, but anyway, thank you kindly for the claps, Gibson Lens. Okay. All right. Good news. We got through everything I wanted to do because I wanted to update my streamer song list of magic tricks so that I didn't have too many old tricks in the list. So you know what? If anybody out there wants to see a trick and wants to request something, feel free. I'm going to go ahead and open it. In the meantime, I'm actually going to add a new trick to the list because I think I feel confident enough with it. Face up. Impromptu card trick. Create. Hey, the feisty one, welcome in. How do you do? Hello. So, I had been just doing a bunch of tricks. I got through what I wanted to do, which is basically doing all of the tricks that I was super rusty in because they were tricks that I hadn't done for 2 months, which was not too unusual seeing as I didn't stream the last 3 weeks. So, yeah, so the feisty one, how are you? Let's see, I'm good. Hope everyone is well. I'm feeling better. I've been sick the last couple of weeks, which is why I didn't stream. I've also not even been on like other people's Twitch streams because when you have like a sinus infection and a headache, it's tough to just even like look at a screen sometimes. So, but yeah. So let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and find some cards. Feisty one says, yeah, I just got rid of a tension headache. Glad you're feeling better. Oh yeah, thank you kindly. Well, I'm glad you got rid of a tension headache. So that's, yeah, it's tough. So historically, I don't normally even have headaches that often or very much, but like, I don't know. The sinus infection was like, it super killed me this week. So, all right, let's see. If nobody wants to add anything, I will just add a few things. So I'm going to go ahead and add standard version of oil and water, and then face up oil and water, which is the new one I just added. So we're going to be doing those. Okay, first things first. We have 4 black face cards, and we have 4 red spot cards. They're different and contrasting, so you can't possibly mix them up. right? So that's the intention. All right, so let's go ahead and turn these face down. And if I just go ahead and I start laying them down and intermixing them. So here we go. Black, red. If we do that again. Black, red, black, red, black, red. This is the classic version of oil and water. So what happens when you try and mix oil and water? They don't mix, they separate, right? So if I give you a glance at the bottom card, it's a black card. If I give you a glance at the top card, it's a red card. But believe it or not, that's all the time that was needed for all of the red cards to float up to the top. And all of the black cards sunk down to the bottom. I know, super weird, right? Unimpressed? Okay, that's okay. We're going to do that again. Okay, look. Okay, first things first. Last time we started with a black card, and maybe that's not what we wanted to do. Let's go ahead and start with a red card this time. Okay, so here, I've already messed this up. All right. Boom. Okay, so I didn't mess up the first part, but I messed up that part. So, let's see, what should I have done here? Oh. Alright, that's okay. So basically it was going to be a slightly more impressive version of that. But now I know I need to practice this, so. Alright, I want to say I think this is my first time in one of your streams, lol. Oh yeah, thanks for coming in, the feisty one. Yeah, long story short, I don't have a consistent schedule because I have a 40-hour per week job. I am a relatively new father to now a 15-month-old baby. I do a lot of content for YouTube. I still like to run my YouTube channel. And then also now streaming, so it's kind of tough to have a stream and a schedule and things like that. So I mostly claim, oh, thank you kindly. I mostly claim I'm pop-up streams, but statistically speaking, I try and stream Sunday nights because it's like the time that I have that doesn't like conflict with a lot of things. And also during the week, sometimes I'm just like super tired and like I don't want to stream when I'm like I don't want to stream doing magic when I'm super tired because then I'm sure that the likelihood of me messing up is much higher. So yeah, so normally on the weekend I might get like decent sleep. Okay, all right. So we are going to make that a boss trick for next time. So if anybody doesn't know what a boss trick is, so I'm gonna have to do my homework. Although I think if I did it now, I could probably do it. But anyway, just assume that that second phase went pretty awesome. Okay, but now I'm gonna do the face-up version. Okay. Kids wear you out, yeah, regardless of their age. Oh yeah, for sure. Once kids exit the potato phase. So for anybody who doesn't have kids or have heard anybody talk about kids like this, but when you place a kid somewhere and they stay there, if you like go to the bathroom or go wash your hands or something, they are still in the potato phase because it's like you place them in a place like a potato and they stay there. Once they are mobile, like they are crawling, walking, and now my little girl is running all over the place. Like she can get up like half of the flight of stairs in like 5 seconds. And I'm like, oh my god, baby, don't do that. So, hey, welcome in, Hello Thorn. How do you do? You just missed me messing up classic oil and water, and now I'm going to be doing face up oil and water. So, and face up oil and water is new. So, yeah. So let's hope that I can do this. So I was able to quote unquote randomly do this on command the other night. So Hey, welcome in. Thank you for the raid, Taladar. How do you do, Taladar? Thank you for the raid. Thank you kindly. If we can get a shout out for Taladar. Taladar plays retro games normally. Is that what you were doing tonight, Taladar? How was the stream? How'd it go? Independent games. All right, indie games. Awesome. Hopefully there were some good ones. Oh yes, if we can get a thank you for the shout out for Hal Thorne Gibson. Hey, just getting my PC back set up and testing. Awesome, cool, great. Yeah, I didn't stream for like 3 weeks, and when I plugged everything in, I'm like, is everything still gonna work? Like, hey, welcome in, Charlie's Beats. I heard the cool kids were congregating here. Hey, Ender ZX, how's it going? Welcome in. Let's see here. Been working on weird oil and water again. The Japanese magicians are crazy into oil and water. Yeah, yeah, I've seen some. Yep, for sure. There's this one Japanese magician I watch on YouTube called Matcha, and I've been very impressed, and I've emulated a couple of Matcha's performances. So, all right, okay. So here's face up, oil and water. Hopefully this doesn't burn like the other one. Okay, here we go. We have 4 black face cards, and we have 4 red spot cards. There's no way that you can get them mixed up because they're completely as different as they can be. Now, with oil and water, in the last one, I would have them face down. But with these, we're going to try and keep them face up. Now, I like to theme this trick a little bit differently, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to be placing one of each of the cards in the opposite pile. And there's something that they don't tell you in the world of magic. In the world of magic, sometimes when magicians do a snap, it's not just for effect. They're actually mechanically kicking a card from a pile to another pile. And if you didn't just notice, I snapped over both piles, which means I just kicked the weird card from each pile into the other pile. I know, unbelievable, right? But look, look. I can show you that all of these are actually black face cards, and all of these are actually red spot cards. I know, super strange. But look, if I go ahead and I place these here, and I go ahead and I place these here. Now if I go ahead and I take these red ones and place them on these black ones, I take these black ones and place them on these red ones, all I have to do is do a mechanical snap to fix the piles again, because look, watch. Believe it or not, that has shot over to the other pile. Because if I show you, these are actually all red spot cards once again. And these are actually all black face cards once again. I know, super weird, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we are going to break the rules a little bit for this last phase, because I'm going to go ahead and place some cards face down. All I'm going to do is I'm going to swap these. So I'm going to go ahead and place this black one with these red ones and this red one with those black ones, and now we're going to turn everything face down and push them in like so. And once again, I'm going to be doing a snap, and that is going to be the thing that corrects each one of these piles. Because look, if I show you all of the cards in this pile, there are all of the 4 red spot cards. And all of these here are all of the 4 black face cards. And that, my friends, is face up, oil and water, which I succeeded in doing as opposed to the original classic. So there we go. Success! Yay! All right. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. My cursor is a red dot. That is an extension or something. Yes, that is an extension, actually. So you won't be able to do anything on this screen. I only put it on this screen, but actually, if Taladar, if you would like for the raid, let me perform a trick for you, and you can select a card using the new heat map. So first, let me turn on the heat map. Okay, so now it should be active. Taladar, feel free to. You're not on mobile, right? You do have to be on desktop for this, but if you are on desktop, feel free to go ahead and click. I guess because you're seeing the red cursor, that implies that you're on desktop. So yeah, go ahead and click on one of these, and that will be your selection for this trick. All right, here we go. So I don't have my screen mirrored, so I just kind of have to do this. All right, so it is presumably this card right here. Okay, so that's your selection. I'm going to do a trick that does not require me to not know what it is, so let's go ahead and reveal it to everybody. It's the 7 of diamonds. Excellent. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the heat map. That's so cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I got it to work. I tried getting it to work on previous streams, but I was missing a couple of things, and then I put them in, and now it works. So awesome. 7! Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Ender ZX7. Yep. So we have this. All right, so Taladar, you are now connected to this 7 of diamonds. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to grab the 7 of diamonds, stick it in the middle of the pack, like so, and it's going to go in there. But look, if I go ahead and I snap, it's going to bring that 7 of diamonds back up to the top. 7! I know, super weird, right? Now look, you just got this power, can't waste it. Let's do it again. I'm going to go ahead and stick it into the middle of the pack, like so, once again. And I do just want to show you that it's not on top, and it's not on the bottom. Some people think it's hiding on the bottom. But look, if we just go ahead and snap, that's actually going to bring it back up to the top, because look, 7! Sorry, that was not a good one. 7! I got to get the full effect in there. Okay, all right, here we are. Let's go ahead and, so sometimes people will think that I swap out the card, but I'm going to leave it sticking out so that you know it's not being swapped out. So I'm going to stick it in there. I'm going to take that whole thing and I'm going to stick it in here. Okay, and we're going to push that in. Hey, welcome in, HutchMD. And what we're going to do is snap our fingers, and believe it or not, it's going to go ahead and hop back up to the top. 7! Okay, one more thing. If you were here, what I could do is I could cut this in half, hand this to you in your hand, and we could try and have you doing it like in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and place it here. And then if we were to snap, it should jump up to the top of the deck. Nope. Okay, hold on. Maybe we messed up or something. Let's do it again. Nope. Okay. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, because the 7 of diamonds knows this was not the top of the deck. This was the top of the deck. It actually hopped to the top of this. There we go. And that, Taladar, is 7 of diamonds. 7 for you. Thank you kindly for the raid. That was awesome. Cool. Yeah, thanks. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let's see. That was a trick. So if anybody was curious, I'm going to be adding it to the list and then performing it right away. So that was the ambitious card routine. Thank you for the claps, Taladar. And the feisty one. Let's see. Oh yeah, if anybody missed it, I was also testing out, so we were able to confirm and test that heat map works. And then I also added sound alerts. So I don't have like a lot of super custom sound alerts yet, but I wanted to confirm that they work. But I have a few with channel points. This one's a 10. That one's the 10 point. Hello, cute hello. Then this one is clapping. It's like moderate clapping. And then this one is like an applause. So importantly, I was able to confirm that other people hear that too. And so I don't know if I need it to be that big on screen, so I got to look into that. But is there an easy way to disable them? When you say disable them, Hutch, what do you mean? Like disable the sound alerts? I mean, the answer is yes, because like I can just... Oh, yeah, I can disable them on my end. Like I can easily just like, I can toggle the layer, and then I'm pretty sure now if I were to play one, let me just play one really quick here, the short one. So I've toggled it off, but it will stop it for everybody, I think. Okay, yeah, it stops it for everybody. I can't hear it, can't see it, because I just stopped the whole layer. So it's okay. All right, now I turn it back on. Oh, and then when I turned it back on, you could kind of see the tail end of the visual. I may want to reduce that, but anyway. Yeah, it's just a source in OBS. So, but I was just looking for like a free one, and so that was free, and I just wanted to see if it would work. Now that I know that it works, I can go find like better sounds. Is there a way to disable it so that people can't use it? Oh, good question. I'm sure there is probably in sound alerts, so people don't waste channel points. Yeah. I probably have to do that in the... I bet you I have to do it inside of the sound alerts, like, dashboard. So once you install it, it'll take you to the sound alerts dashboard, and you could probably enable disable. I'm not going to take a look right now, but yeah, you can. Oh, yeah, you can pause channel points. Cool. Thanks for the info, Taladar. Interesting. Oh, Hutch, did you see that I was able to get heat map working? So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the heat map. If you're on desktop, I'm assuming you're on desktop. If you click somewhere on the screen, oh look, somebody's already clicked, and they clicked like right here. So I'm wondering if there can only be one. Oh, okay. So there's two. So two different people have clicked. That's okay. You can click. Anybody can click right now. So I was wondering about that. If one overwrites the other, or I think each individual person can have a heat map marker. Because I know if you re-click, it should take your other one away. So theoretically, someone can click on the screen here to select a card. There you go. So, and since it's not mirrored, I've got to figure out. Okay, so this would have been the select a card. So I just had Taladar select a card for a trick earlier. So, but yeah, ta-da! So yeah, there you go. And now I can like refresh the heat map, and then I can save it until next time. So cool. Yeah. Hopefully you thought that was cool. I was trying it out last time, didn't work, but worked this time. So I was like, yeah, success. Anyway, hopefully everybody's doing well. How's everybody doing? If anybody who just came in and was curious, I'm not dead. I'm just sick. But I'm feeling better today compared to like the last 2 Sundays, which is why I didn't stream the last 2 Sundays. But you may have also noticed I've not really been in streams as much either, so I've just been horribly sick otherwise. But yeah. Not sure how it works for streamers. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Glad that you feel better. Oh, yeah. Thanks. I'm feeling a little bit better. Not 100%, but, you know, these take time. How's my kid? Oh, yeah. My kid is feeling fine, but also recovering from hand, foot, mouth. So if anybody didn't know, my daughter contracted hand, foot, mouth disease. Yeah. Highly contagious. Not too bad. Like, it's just like a bunch of sores, but obviously daycare would not allow anybody who has hand, foot, mouth disease to be there because they'll spread it to every other kid, and then every kid will have hand, foot, mouth disease. So they were able to localize it, and only 3 kids in the classroom got it, as opposed to I think the total number of kids in the classroom is like 8. But occasionally they sometimes share with the other classroom, so like it might be up to 16 kids if they didn't isolate very well. Good times. Yeah, that stuff spreads crazy fast. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The last 2 weeks, last 2.5 weeks has been like very bad for disease for me. So, anyway, if anybody would like, I did open up requests. So if anybody would like to request any magic, feel free. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep on talking until I feel like doing magic, and I'll just pick something. But yeah, Hallowthorn says it's hand, foot, and mouth disease season here in Singapore. Fun times. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we got Color Monty. Excellent. Let's go ahead and do that. Be right back, AFK. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I don't know if people use my lurk and unlurk commands that much, but I specifically tailored them to be magic specific, so. Alright, so this trick requires 3 cards, and so normally if you hear of things called 3-card Monty, people play them on the street, they might spread them on the table. This version is played with the 3 cards in your hand, and normally you would bet basically based on each guess of where the money card would be, or if you happen to make a claim about the rest of the cards, you know, that could also be a bet. But anyway, so here, top card is a joker. Next card is a joker. And the money card here is going to be our 2 of hearts. So, important question, if I grab the 2 of hearts and place it on the bottom, where would you guess the 2 of hearts is? Some people would say it's on the bottom, but no, there's actually a joker on the bottom. I know, super weird, right? However, some people might be like, oh, well, wait, if there's joker on the bottom, you must have kept it on the top. And no, there's actually a joker on the top. Well, okay, if there's joker on the bottom of the top, the 2 must be in the middle. Well, no, because there's actually also a joker in the middle. So if each one of those was a bet, you would have just lost $3. Now, important question, what happens when that person gets pissed off and they're like, whoa, you must be using 3 jokers and no 2 of hearts. Well, no, that's not true, because look, I have a 2 of hearts right here. Okay, so that's $4. Next, if you end up guessing, hey, where is a joker now? It's like, oh, there must be a joker on the top. No, that is also a 2 of hearts. Well, okay, if there's a 2 of hearts on the bottom and the top, well, there has to be a joker in the middle. No way. Nope, that's also a 2. I know, super weird, right? So that you're like $6 down in the hole, and now the person gets super frustrated, and they make this crazy claim like, man, you must be using 6 cards, and I'm like, nope. 1, 2, 3. That's it. But I can make you see whatever I want you to see. So if I want you to see 3 jokers, that's okay. Now, important question, will double or nothing? So now you're like $7 in the hole. If you want to do double or nothing, if you get this right, you don't owe me anything. But if you get it wrong, you'll owe me $14, right? But here, we'll give you a hint. I'm going to show you that this is a joker. I'm going to show you this is a 2 of hearts. The important question here is, what card is this? All right, if anybody would like to guess in the chat, feel free. Just throw it in chat. A lot of people guess it's a joker. Some people guess 2 of hearts. Could it be something else? Would it just be a combination of these 2? Yo, Rusty Panda has a guess. Ace of diamonds. Great guess. Any other guesses? All right. I'll let you know, Rusty Panda. Your guess is pretty much just as good as anybody else's. But who would have known that this happened to be a king of spades. Who knew? Who knew? That's $14, sir. And that, my good friends, is Color Monty, and why you don't play any sort of Monty card tricks, or sorry, you don't play any Monty games in the street. Thank you kindly for the claps, Taladar. All right. Yeah, so I don't know how long I was going to stream tonight, because, you know, as I said, still feeling a little sick. But I didn't think I was going to open the queue, but I opened the queue. So if anybody wants to request anything, feel free. Let's see here. And otherwise, there are a couple of tricks that I typically like to end with. Oh, have I done this one? Maybe not recently. Wait, is this even on my list? No! Alright guys, this is also a good day because so far I've added one trick to the trick list today. I'm going to add another one. And I don't know if it's completely original, but I kind of came up with it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it as maybe me. Is this the first time we're seeing something that's potentially in a quote-unquote original-ish? So the problem with like making claims that something is original in card magic is so hard because there's been so many things that's done. Doing research to try and attribute the correct owner is also extremely difficult. So yeah. But the one I just added is called Back Illusion, and that's what I called it in my 100 Tricks in 100 Days project, which, by the way, I haven't really mentioned. But if anybody wants to watch a ton of magic, wait, 100 tricks. I'm just stupid. Okay, if anybody wants to see a ton of magic, I have a YouTube playlist that has 100 magic tricks in 100 days. A lot of the tricks that you've seen me do on stream here are included in there, but obviously I don't have 100 tricks on my list here, so there's a bunch more that you've never seen. Okay, so this one is I've tried to come up with like very special, different kind of what we call patter. So in magic, patter are the words that you say as you do the trick or the story that you tell. I originally did not come up with a good one for this, and then I still don't have one. So if anybody has a great idea, let me know. We'll do it. Okay, but this is going to require a packet of 4 cards. We've got 4 aces, and so look, we've got the Ace of Spades, Ace of Hearts, and these are like nice aces because they're gigantic pips. Ace of Clubs, and then Ace of Diamonds. Okay, so here's the thing now. What we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab this and place it on the bottom. And all we're going to do is show you that the aces have this strange property. What color were the backs of these? If you were paying attention, you might have noticed that they were blue. But look, if I go ahead and I just do this, they're now all red. I know. Super weird, right? Okay. However, if we go ahead and inspect these cards now, what color would you say the backs of these are now? Because they changed from blue to red. But would you now believe that the backs have disappeared? Because these backs are all blank. And that, my friends, is what I've been calling the back illusion trick. So yeah, if anybody has great ideas for what to theme that as, that would be great. Oh, speaking of which, I added it to the list, but I didn't add it to the queue. Queue. I did it. Okay. Awesome. All right. Cool. All right, everybody. I think I'm probably going to wrap up soon. So last call. If anybody would like to request something, feel free. Otherwise, I'll think about finding a nice closer. But yeah, because I've been sick, my bedtime has shifted back. I normally stay up pretty late. Normally, before being sick, was like 1 or 2 in the morning for my Eastern time. But I've actually been in bed before like 11 some nights in the last couple of weeks. So I'm surprisingly getting tired. Maybe that's not so surprising. But anyway, let's see who is out and about for raiding. The fact that I'm ending so early, maybe there'll be other raid targets. But let's see. Let's see. Hopefully I haven't been muted this whole time. Okay, I'm good. Okay, cool. So let's see what in the list I can pull as a closer. Okay, I don't know if this will... It's not as epic as some of the other closers, but I kind of want to do it, and it's like... I'm pretty sure I won't mess it up. So, at this point, it's just as good as any. Okay. Yeah, when real life strikes with disease and things, I mean, you know. So let's go ahead and close the queue. And then let's see. Let's give a shout out to my mod. So thank you kindly, Gibson Lens, for being a wonderful mod today. If you haven't followed Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow. So, let's see, Taladar says, hope you get feeling better soon. Yeah, thank you kindly, Taladar. Yeah, Gibson Lens plays piano. He plays VGM. He plays a bunch of esoteric music. Oh yeah, let's also do the official shout out. Gibson Lens. And then also he has a lot of originals. One of which is called Expanse, which is probably his most popular original, which the club of musicians who are performing it on stream is slowly increasing. So I think we're up to like 22 people in the Expanse club. So, but anyway, so let me go ahead and put the trick that I'll close with into the queue. We'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Uh, All right. So first things first, this trick requires the 4 aces. So we've got ace of spades, ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts. And now with these, if we go ahead and do something interesting here. If I go ahead and I turn these face down and I stick this card in the middle, you would say, if I ask you which card was face up, if you said the ace of spades, you would be correct. However, all it takes is a finger snap, and believe it or not, there's actually no cards that are going to be face up now. I know, super weird, right? But I'm going to go ahead and do a magical shake, because the name of this trick is called shaking the aces. And all we're going to do is, well, after that shake, one of the aces should turn itself face up. Look, it's the ace of hearts. I know, super interesting, right? Okay, now look, if I go ahead and I hold the pack and I give it another shake, like this, believe it or not, that's actually going to go ahead and reveal another ace, the ace of clubs. I know, super interesting, right? Now, we could arguably do this shaking face up, and that would also make these aces change as well, because look, now that's changed to the ace of diamonds. I know, super interesting, super weird, right? But anyway, so we've got now, hold on, my apologies. Ugh, okay. We've got 4 cards face down. And hopefully I don't mess this up. Okay. I'm just going to take a quick check. Okay. I think we should be okay. What we're going to do is we're going to show you how magicians will turn aces face up really fast. Don't look at this one because I'm just turning this one over like a normal person. But maybe watch this one. So if I go 1, 2, 3, that actually turned that ace face up. But not just that one, that actually turned up all of the aces face up. I know. Super interesting, right? Super weird. Anyway, that is shaking the aces. Almost perfect, but I'll take it. I didn't really mess up. So, a little rusty. Shake off the rust. Ugh. All right. And that, my good friends, is a stream for today. So hopefully by next week I can kind of get back to normal a little bit. But if not, we'll see. I hope this doesn't completely change my sleep schedule, in which case I have to do things way earlier now. So that's that. But anyway, so let's figure out who to raid. You know who I have not raided? I would like to raid. Oh, let's hope they're not raiding out. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Don't worry, it will. Okay. All right, if anybody has heard of Arcajazz, I'll be rating Arcajazz. Let me make sure I am spelling that correctly. Arcajazz. Oh yeah, I have a raid call. Sorry, I don't have a sub raid yet. So. Okay. So yeah, feel free to copy the raid call if you would like. Had to try. Yeah, yeah. One day it'll appear, and one day your efforts will reward you. I just didn't know today was going to be the day. So, all right. Anyway, thank you everybody who came in. Thank you for being here, watching tricks, interacting with me, testing things out. Thank you for the raid, Taladar. Thank you for the resub, Gibson Lens. All right. Everybody have a glorious day. Thank you very much. And I know I'm going to pause for a second before I hit the raid now because I know sometimes there's that stream lag. So I'm just going to awkwardly look like this for the last few seconds. All right, I think I sent everybody, so I'm going to stop stream now.